intro yourself in brief.
Okay. So my name is Shubham Tyagi. I basically belong to the Sambal district of Uttar Pradesh. But due to my father posting in 8th Battalion PSC in Bareilly, I am currently so 8th Battalion PSC.
Bareilly.
Yes, sir, Bareilly. And I have done my schooling from Delhi Public School, Bareilly itself, and my graduation in BSc from Maharaja Agrawal Mahavidyalaya. And sir, my hobbies include watching cricket, jogging, and watching web series, sir.
Any historical contribution of Bareilly?
Yes, sir. If you go to the ancient time, so it is one of the place for the Jainism. Like there are ancient monuments for Bareilly itself. Like in the outskirts of Bareilly, there are monuments of Jainism related to Jainism and Buddhism are found. If you go to the medieval time, so it is one of the epicenter, like urban center of during the medieval time. And when we comes to the modern area, then the 1815-7 revolt. So the commander was from there. He was a Rohilla. So he was from there only, who revolted, like who lead the forces, the revolt forces against the British.
You are expert in mathematics.
Yes, sir.
Then tell me how your mathematical expertise can be utilized in APF.
Yes. Sir, as mathematics, it can help in analyzing a rationally. Like mathematics is about logic, steps, nothing cause and effect relations. So I would be able to know ki if certain action has been done, so what is the cause of it. So I would be able to reach the roots of the problem, and I would be able to tackle that problem through its roots, so that it never arises again. So the analytical thinking, it helps me in that place.
Why you want to come in APF?
Sir, as I was preparing for civil services, sir, so during civil services, like it is about meeting the people and contributing to the public. But during the preparation time, I was give the exam of EPFO, which also gave me another route to connect to the people. And if you see the EPFO, it is specialized in meeting the people who are at the age of 60, means they are in a bigger need of the public support, and so that they don't fall the victim of the old age. So I would say in that sense I would be able to help in EPFO, and the qualities which I pursue, which I have, like emotional intelligence, compassion, they would be very helpful in understanding the people's need, and emotionally I would be able to tackle them much more easier.
Tell some problems faced by women workforce.
In workforce. Firstly, sir, the maternity, like during after marriage, most of the women leave their job after marriage, because due to migration also, some migrate from job. Secondly, sir, their working conditions are not that much safer, because we have cases of sexual harassment at the workplace. So these are the issue. And thirdly, sir, all women cannot be employed in all the jobs earlier, but the labor code has changed all those things. Now women they can apply for any job. They can be work in the night shift also. So these are the I think.
Suppose you are working in a district where many complaints are coming about child labor, but you are seeing also that there is very poverty, and their family is very poor, and they needed their working, they need their child work so that their basic needs fulfilled. How you will see all these things, and what will be your actions, decisions?
Okay. So firstly, I have to understand what the situation is. If there are cases of child labor, it should not be encouraged. The child is the rearing, like at that time the age of the child is very important to develop his mind. So he should be in the education field. So first of all, my priority, so that they would be enrolled in any government school, so that they can get education. As far as the livelihood of the household is the issue, the livelihood of household is there. I have to get them enrolled in the employment schemes.
Tell the difference about social security, social welfare, and social empowerment.
Okay, so social security is basically is a comprehensive scheme basically which deal with so that after the retirement or the sickness or after the retrenchment, the source of income is not get disrupted, and they get a continuous supply of the like money. And when we go to the social welfare, sir, it is not always related to the money. It can be like trade unions are doing the social welfare, the hospital needs, the education needs. It's a kind of help which is not like always there or something. It's not always related to money matters. And so social protection, social empowerment, sir, it is I think about the social indicators like education, health, skills. Empowering in that sense, I can make out, sir, with my limited knowledge, sir.
सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के एम्प्लॉय का सैलरी किस फंड से जाती है?
Sir, it is I think GPF, sir. Fund.
तो वाइस प्रेसिडेंट का
I'm not exactly sure about, sir.
इस मंथ का जीएसटी का कलेक्शन कितना?
It is I think less, sir. It is not. I'm not exactly sure about the numbers, sir. Not exactly sure.
महाराष्ट्र का चीफ मिनिस्टर
So Ekanath Shinde.
उत्तराखंड
Oh, I'm not sure about Uttarakhand.
करंट में कितने स्टेट में इलेक्शन हुए?
Last,
अभी करंट में स्टेट में इलेक्शन कितने स्टेट में इलेक्शन?
sir, I know 3 है तो I can count, sir. I can count like Uttarakhand.
पेपर पढ़ते हैं?
Yes, sir, I read, sir.
कौन सा पेपर?
So Hindu I read, sir.
कौन है उसका एडिटर? कौन है चीफ एडिटर?
Currently, sir,
चीफ एडिटर कौन है इसका?
I'm not exactly sure
आज का हेडलाइन क्या था?
about Sri Lankan crisis, sir.
शुभम
Yes, sir.
अभी प्रेसिडेंट का इलेक्शन होने वाला है,
Yes, sir.
कैसे होता है इलेक्शन? क्या प्रोसेस है?
Sir, mainly it is the elected members of the parliament and the state legislature who participate in the election, and it is done by the single transferable vote with the secret ballot, sir.
इसमें इलेक्ट्रल कॉलेज की बात होती है,
Yes, sir.
क्या है?
Sir, it is mainly for the Union territories, electoral college, sir.
इंडियन टेरिटरी?
I'm not. It's for.
Got the question what the sir has been asking?
Yes, sir.
Sir is asking about the
Process of election process or.
electoral college.
Okay, sir. So I'm not sure. I know electoral college, but it's.
आप यूपी से हैं ना?
Yes, sir.
यूपी में लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली की सीट्स कितने हैं?
404.
और वहाँ के चीफ गवर्नर कौन है?
Anandiben Patel, sir. Mr. Anandiben Patel.
कौन?
Anandiben Patel, sir.
आपकी जो हॉबी है इसमें जॉगिंग, प्लेइंग क्रिकेट एंड वाचिंग वेब सीरीज,
sir.
जॉगिंग क्या होता है?
Sir, it is like running but at a lower speed. If you have a speed less than
रनिंग
with a lower is yes, sir.
रनिंग, जॉगिंग और वॉकिंग,
Yes, sir.
इनके में क्या डिफरेंस है?
So mainly the difference is of speed basically. If you go for running, the speed should be 10 km per hour, more than 10 km per hour.
रनिंग
Yes, sir, running. And for jogging, it is less than 10 km per hour.
और वॉकिंग?
And walking, sir, also it is nothing speed for walking speed there. Walking, so generally walking is there. And also, sir, there is a difference of how much knees you are bending up there coming when you are running or.
इसकी वॉकिंग और जो जॉगिंग है
Yes, sir.
तो कैसे डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे?
So the speed, sir, no, there is some kind of speed in walking, which is more than at least walking. There is no certain criteria for that. Exactly the threshold for the speed that can differentiate between walking and jogging, sir. Sorry, it is something.
अभी स्कीम चल रहा है, इसके दो डिमेरिट बताएं।
Do
डिमेरिट्स।
demerits, sir. Firstly, sir, they are including separate insomnia for the Agniveers. So it's kind of making a division within the army unit, which I think is not good because army is always as a unit has worked. And so secondly, I would say about the unemployment they would go once after they leave. The 75% who will be leaving the Agniveer after 4 years, so how they will get employed. So these are the two drawbacks of it.
आर्टिकल 24 क्या है?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall right now.
21A
Sir, it is about right to education, sir, if I'm not. Right to education, sir.
DPSP में भी मेंशन किया गया है राइट, मतलब कि एजुकेशन के बारे में फंडामेंटल राइट में भी मेंशन किया गया है।
Yes, sir.
और DPSP फंडामेंटल राइट और फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज, ये तीनों भी मेंशन किया गया है। क्या है तीनों में डिफरेंस?
Sir, fundamental rights, if you say these are enforceable, so you can go for the court for that, they can be enforced as a right. But when it comes to DPSP, they are not enforceable. It's the state's responsibility. They can see as a parameter to bring out the legislature for that to enforce that. And fundamental duties are also not enforceable. It's a citizen responsibility basically to work towards it.
अभी जो हमारा क्वेश्चन है उसमें कितने लैंग्वेज के बारे में बात की गई है?
Sir, 22 languages.
किस शेड्यूल में मेंशन किया गया है?
Schedule 8, sir.
Shubham,
Yes, sir.
Should I call you Shubham or Tyagi?
Sir, which anyway, I'm okay with that anyway now.
Okay with both the
Yes, sir. With both are like my friends call me Tyagi basically.
Tyagi. So I should also continue with Tyagi.
Yes, sir, you can.
Tyagi ji, you have studied mathematics and chemistry.
Yes, sir.
But I don't establish the analogy that you have been academically sound as well. You got the good marks as well. But why you want to join EPFO then?
So basically, I was preparing for civil services. So during the preparation of civil services, I gave the exam of the EPFO. So it is also one of the way to serve the public and mainly the old age public, which are in the dire need of the support, because we have seen like they usually fall victim of the old age. We have seen the cases of rising cases of the old age home. Their children are throwing them out of the houses. So that they get financial independence at the time of age. They don't get dependent on their children or relatives. So in that way, I would be able to support them.
See, as a civil servant also you can do this.
Yes, sir. As a civil servant, I can also do it.
And as an EPFO, what you can do for them?
Sir, as an EPFO, I would be able to enforce those acts which EPFO or the schemes which EPFO is doing in a much better way, because it is a specific organization which deals particularly with these things. So in that way, I would be more effective in that way, enforcing those.
Which is the largest social security scheme in our country in terms of coverage of the people?
Largest social security.
Scheme in our country in terms of the coverage of the people.
I'm not sure exactly about it. If you allow me, to I can take a guess. So EPF, Employment Provident Fund.
What is the total percentage of the people those who are covered under this?
I'm not aware of the data, sir, exactly. Yes,
Will you tell me you were talking with us, sir, about the employment?
yes, sir.
Tell me certain employment schemes of our country.
Okay, sir. So one is Manrega scheme, and second, sir, it's the Startup India scheme, which is also there. Then thirdly, sir, the One District One Product scheme, and sir, NRLM scheme, National Rural Livelihood Mission scheme.
Other than this,
Other than this, sir, can I get few seconds, sir? Then there can stand up India scheme, sir.
And how do you see the Agnipath?
I see, sir. It is very like it's a very early to say anything. See it, but I would
So
see
what
it.
kind of scheme it is?
So I would say it is a positive scheme.
No, I'm not asking. The kinds of scheme. Social security scheme.
No, it's a
job related.
it's a job related scheme, sir. It's an employment scheme
It
basically.
is employment scheme.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have studied at Bareilly also.
Yes, sir.
Bareilly ki Barfi. Have you heard about this
Yeah, it's a movie, sir.
movie?
Yeah.
What was the story of that movie?
It's a love story basically, sir. It's a tangle. I've not exactly seen that.
Do you believe in the love marriage?
Yes, sir. I believe.
Okay. Recently there is a controversy regarding the LGBTQ. Have you heard about that?
I'm not aware of the controversy. I'm aware of LGBT.
Okay. What exactly it is?
Sir, it is like lesbian, gay, and so bisexual and transgender communities are there.
So is our society mentally prepared to accept them?
I'm not aware, like not fully they are aware, not fully acceptable, but we see the changes. Like we have seen like people are accepting it after the Supreme Court judgment, the people are accepting them.
No. What is your opinion?
We are not fully aware. We have
Suppose there is your younger brother or elder brother and he says, no, I will go with the same
to. Yes, sir.
kind of people. Then
Yes,
what
sir.
will you do?
So I would support him basically, because it's better to live a life with happiness than to live in the force of other, or to live a life which is chosen by other. I believe in that you should live a life which you choose.
Is the Constitution of India is allowing you?
Yes, sir.
You watch the web series as well.
Yes, sir.
Which one web series you have watched? Tell me the 5 web series.
5 web series. So one is Escape Live, second sir Panchayat, then sir Mirzapur, and then sir I have watched Code M basically, Code M, and then sir one Italian web series that Money Heist.
Tell me the main characters of all those web series which you have watched.
Main character, sir, in the Money Heist, it is the professor which is called. I'm not able to recall his name because
I need the name of that person.
person. So it's an Italian name. I'm not able to recall right now, sir. Then in the Panchayat, it is Jitendra Kumar, sir, and in the Escape Live,
What
it
was
is
the name of Sarpanch?
Sarpanch, sir.
In
Man-
Panchayat there is Sarpanch also.
I'm not able to recall, sir, right now. I've seen back.
There is a post of secretary in Panchayat.
Yes, sir.
What kind of post it is?
Secretary Panchayat. So it's a constitution. It's not a constitutional post, I would say. It's a legislative post only, sir. It's executive post, I would say.
How many episodes were there in Panchayat?
8 episodes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Really you have watched?
Yeah, and the earlier one, the first one, not the second one.
You have said that there you were talking with sir about the 1857
1857 report, sir.
revolt.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? So it is said that someone has deceived in that revolt. Who was the main deceiver because of which we have defeated that war, first war of independence?
I'm not aware of who deceived, sir.
We have won or we have been suppressed or defeated?
We are defeated.
So what was the reason of defeat? Tell me the 5 reasons.
Okay. So firstly, there was no organized effort. Then, sir, the lack of leadership was there. Thirdly, the lack of equipments are there. And fourthly, the reinforcement of the British. It was very good. They have surrendered us from all the sides. And so fifthly, I would say the support from the local kings. It was not present.
So who was that king? Main king? Will you tell me the name?
I'm not able to, sir. I'm not
It is
aware.
said that some kings from the Gwalior have deceived us.
Okay, so I'm not aware
Who was
of
the
it.
king at that time in the Gwalior?
Sir, I'm not aware about it.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir, I'm not aware of it.
What are the OTT platforms?
So these are called over-the-top platforms, which provide our different entertainment service like web series, movies in a single platform.
Tell me regulation related to the OTT platforms.
So there are 3-tier regulation. First is the self-regulation, which the OTT platform has to do it. Secondly, they have to go through a second phase is through a particular regulating agency. They can go through. They can regulate that. and thirdly by the ministry itself, sir.
Okay. Suppose your age is between 17 to 23 years.
72.
17 years
Okay.
to 23.
Yes, sir.
Will you go for Agnipath scheme,
So I would go for NDA.
NDA, not for Agnipath?
I will try my best in the NDA. If my age is over, then I would go for Agniveer, sir.
Why not the Agnipath?
Sir, I'm not saying I will not go, but first I will try to become a commission officer, because that would have a much more impact. I can bring changes which I want
So
to
all
do.
those people who are going to join the Agniveer, they should also go first for the NDA. Later, when their attempts or age will be exhausted, then they should go for the.
Yes, sir, they should go. I would suggest them that they should go. If they are willing to join as an officer in the Indian Army, they should go.
Thank
Sir.
you. Your comment is yours. We'll call you for the feedback.
Okay, sir.